Mic's on. Excellent. We'll do a roll call. Brian?
Here.
Thomas?
Here.
Joseph?
Here.
Wilson?
Here.
Amelia?
Here.
And Bernardo.
Here.
And Nicholas Rudolph is in attendance. Next up is the review and approval of the meeting minutes from our last meeting. Any additions, changes? Bernardo? No? Okay. Call for a motion to approve the minutes. from last
Motion to
time.
approve the minutes?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. We don't have any new business today. It's a couple continuations. The first up is a notice of intent for 195 American Legion Highway. They will not be here tonight and have requested to be continued to the October 1st meeting. So we will go right to the Revere High School notice of intent. DEP file 0610846 for the construction of a new high school.
Good evening.
Good evening.
For the record, Claire Hogaboam, wetland scientist with LEC Environmental Consultants, representing the applicant for this notice of intent. We presented our second public hearing with the Conservation Commission at the August 6th meeting. From that discussion, we requested a continuance. The commission requested that we provide the final environmental impact report, or FEIR, upon receipt from MEPA, which we received yesterday morning, and I subsequently emailed it to the commission members for review ahead of tonight's meeting. Essentially, we received the final EIR documenting that the project adequately complies with the MEPA regulations and does not require further review with MEPA. So with that, our MEPA review is concluded, and at that last meeting, we also requested the commission provide a draft special order of conditions, the draft conditions to be included in that. We reviewed it, and we don't really have any substantial comments from a project perspective. So with that, I think that sort of covers our remaining action items from the prior meeting.
Excellent. I think it does. Thank you very much, Claire. And I just want to go on the record and saying thank you for your patience, everyone, and letting this come through. It was definitely a relief to see that it does comply and that no further review is needed. I also had a few conversations, and some of the special permits I will definitely be omitting. I can't remember exactly which numbers they are, but you probably know the ones that I'm referring to. Anyhow, the one couple questions that I just outstanding for myself. In the FEIR, it states how many acres you're going to be adding for impervious space, and then there was a slight increase. I was curious how that is going to be reconciled.
Sure. So in the draft EIR, we submitted to MEPA that the project was going to reduce the overall impervious area on the site by 7.14 acres. By the time we got to the final EIR, there were some modifications that were made to the plan between the draft and the final. Most impactful was MassDOT's comments to include a shared use path along the frontage of VFW Parkway and North Shore Road, which increased our project size about a quarter or a little over a quarter of an acre, but it also added more impervious surface to our site, and we also had to remove a 5-foot, give or take, wide square, 5-foot wide sidewalk to accommodate the 10-foot wide shared use path, which reduced some of the pervious or landscaped area that we initially proposed in the draft EIR. So long story short, it was a modification to address MassDOT's requests for the project to accommodate the shared use path.
Okay. Makes sense. You do have a lot of area to work with at this point, but I was just curious why the increase on that. And then the only other thing that I had was, while we are deconstructing and constructing, why the culverts aren't going to be replaced. I'm just curious. I know it said in the FEIR that it would be cost prohibitive, but I think if we're going to be sending all of our water downstream via the Eastern County ditch, that those should probably get replaced at this point to foster that free flow of water downstream.
Yeah. So the project itself is not proposing to increase the sizes of those culverts, partially because of the cost, as you mentioned, but another part of that is by replacing those culverts, it would result in more impacts to bordering vegetated wetland and bank to the Eastern County ditch. We're trying to reduce the impacts as much as we can throughout the project, knowing how expansive the resource areas are. And when Niche ran their models for the stormwater calculations at existing and post conditions, their modeling determined that the existing culverts could support the capacity of stormwater at post-construction conditions. So we didn't really find an engineering need, and the proposed use of those crossings can be accommodated at existing uses. So sort of a bit paired with the site can function with them as they are, and we wanted to reduce the resource area impacts as much as we could.
Absolutely. The only one that I would definitely recommend to replace is the emergency access road. The path, I don't think, would have as much of an impact on it. I just feel as though going over that with emergency vehicles could create a little bit of stress, undue stress on aging infrastructure, so to speak. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, and that emergency use is going to be like an emergency from an emergency, where we have the two entrances off of VFW Parkway and North Shore Road, where it would be an event that both of those are inaccessible, that would be used. So the school wouldn't be intending to use it frequently or even often at all.
Yeah.
But that is certainly something that, down the road, if the school committee finds that it would be worthwhile to improve for whatever reason, they would certainly be back before the commission with a notice of intent for that.
Absolutely. I don't really have anything else. I was just curious about those couple points. Anything from the other commissioners? Any other questions? Okay. So at this time, I'd like to open up to any proponents of the projects or opponents of the projects. We'll do this quick. Excuse me.
Good evening, Commissioners. Nick Rystrom, City Engineer, 319 Charger Street. Here as a proponent, been in contact working with Niche and LEC and the folks at Left Field throughout this. I think that what they have done from an engineering standpoint is sound and appropriate, and so I'm here just in support of their application. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for the time that you're dedicating to this project. I'm Diane Kelly. I'm the superintendent of schools, and I'll give 101 Revere Street as my address here in the city. We've put 9 years of effort into this project already, and are very excited to be at the cusp of making it a reality. And we couldn't have done this without the incredible teams that we've had, both as our hired assistants from Left Field and Consigli and Perkins Eastman, but also the folks who work here in the city, like Nick Rystrom in the engineering department, and the DPW and all the other folks, and all of you who are sitting here on this commission volunteering your time to dedicate to this work. So I just want to thank everybody for their part and articulate my being in favor of this project moving forward. Thank you.
Very welcome.
Mr. Chairman, I won't belabor the point. I think you know that most of our team up here is most likely in favor, I would imagine. I don't speak for all of them, but I know that they have told me this. Patrick Keefe, Mayor of Revere, 281 Broadway, and also Kilburn Street. I just want to echo the comments from Dr. Kelly, but to remind everyone that we really appreciate the amount of time and effort that this board has put into this. This is by you just show the competency of the board in how long you've belabored what you believe and making sure that you got fact-based information in return and waited to deliberate over even the last ruling with the MIPA review. So we know that it's taking some time, and we know that you've done your due diligence, and it makes me proud to have boards like yours that have competency, because we can go through a lot of communities that, you're right, it's just a board that just kind of, quote unquote, rubber stamps approvals, and we don't want that. And I know that sometimes I'll call to ask more questions and try to give you an opinion, but ultimately you're the decision maker when it comes to this, and we know that you put a lot of work into it. So thank you in advance of your vote tonight. But we know how much you've put in, and the community really appreciates it. So thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely, please.
My name is Paul Capizzi. I'm the city solicitor for the city of Revere, 281 Broadway. And I think the order of conditions is wonderful. There was just a couple of paragraphs I wasn't comfortable with legally that I wanted to bring to your attention. J7 and 8. Though I understand the intent of this committee, I think they're not tenable legally because, as I read it, it looks to propose to put some future condition outside the scope of the current project that's being proposed. In my recent read of some case law, and I'm happy to share it with you, it was an appeals court decision involving Barnstable where they try to do something similar, different project, obviously, completely. And the judges said you cannot do that if it's not what's proposed before you. So those two conditions look to me like prospective restrictions, prospective regulations on the project. And although we would have to come before you anyway if such future changes were proposed, I think it's unlawful, at least unenforceable, to apply it prospectively, to put it in the condition now when it's not part of the project that's being put before this Conservation Commission. And so I just wanted to make that known.
No, I appreciate that, Paul, and those will be the two that will probably most likely be omitted. Excuse me. But no, I completely understand where you're coming from, and from a legal standpoint, yes, that resonates clearly with me.
Okay, very good.
But thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Anyone else? Awesome. Anything else from the commissioners? One last thing? All right. So I'd like to call for a motion to close out the hearing.
Make a motion to close out the hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Excellent. And now I'd like to call for a motion to approve this NOI, seeing as that they have met the minimum requirements for the Wetland Protection Act. There's a lot of other things that are not our purview, but that will get ironed out as the project progresses. But I would call for a motion to approve this.
Motion to approve the NOI.
Second it?
I second.
Okay, we're gonna call for a roll call now of votes, and we'll start with Amelia.
Due to my status as a city employee, I'm going to recuse myself from this vote. Thank you, Nick.
Wilson?
I approve the NOI.
Yes, okay, thank you. Tom?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Bernardo?
Yes.
And I am a yes. Thank you very much for all of this. I know that you have all been working diligently to get this done, and I appreciate your patience on the other side of this to get all the information that we needed to make an informed decision. So I thank you very much for that as well. And good luck.
Thank you very much. I'm going to echo everything everybody else has said about the commission. We really appreciate all of your time. We know you volunteer your time and all of your input and efforts to challenge us to give you the information that you need to approve this project is very much appreciated, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity. So thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, now let's sign the proper one now, but appreciate you. So we don't have any, we didn't have any site visits And we didn't have any communications. We did have one communication, actually, excuse me, about a preliminary Chapter 191 license that got sent over for the tide gates, and I'm hoping that you guys peruse that from L, and looking forward to more data being collected and getting something more official for that tidal gate, and more information on the site itself, and to see if that is actually a tidal site. But at this time, if we don't have any other open discussion items?
Just one quick thing of, just for scheduling, just
Please.
confirming January, there won't be a meeting in December, the meeting will be December 3rd.
Yes, yeah, there will be no January meeting. We'll adjourn for that month.
Okay,
Really much doesn't come up in that month either.
okay, so make a motion to adjourn.
Someone, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much.